Hey everybody, I'm going to talk a little bit about body awareness and alignment today, and then I'm going to demonstrate downward facing dog. I am cat sitting this weekend. This is George, so I'm sure that he'll be in more than one shot. So yeah, so he and I are hanging out this afternoon. So for downward facing dog, it's important to remember that your hands, thanks George, that your hands are your foundation. So whenever you're on the hands, whether it's downward facing dog, whether it is simply being on all fours, or a little cat and cow, or a handstand, you want to be rooted into the heels of the hands, the lower knuckles, and the fingertips. You're going to have the fingers spread slightly. You're going to press, press, press. So it's kind of like a claw, and the palm of your hand is kind of like a little suction cup there. So the other thing you want to do is be sure that the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder are all lined up with each other. What that does is that helps to protect your wrist. Lastly, and this is what I feel is most important, you want to take the head of the arm bone here and retract the arm back. What this does is places the arm into the shoulder socket, and instead of having your wrist take on the bulk of your body weight, your shoulders are doing the work. So from the back, it's going to look like this. My arms are up, pressing to the heels of the hands, knuckles, fingertips. Retract the arms back, hug the shoulder blades together. What I'm going to do from here is take my armpits and roll them inward. And you'll see that allows the shoulder blades to come together even more. All right, I'm going to turn back around. So another thing that you want to keep in mind, so right now I have an arch in my back, which means that I've let the muscles in my core just kind of go and just kind of be themselves. So what I'm going to do from here, let me put my arms up so you can see better, is I'm going to take my rib cage and move it back. Shoulder blades come together, and that way my back is kind of flat. All right? As far as your feet in the pose, I go by certain alignment practice, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because it's trademarked. So my feet are about 4 inches apart. I'm going to spread the toes, press into the feet. So when the feet are on the mat, I'm pressing down as if I'm trying to send the mat through the floor. Wouldn't you agree, George? Yeah? All right, cool. So I want to come into the pose. If you're going like just directly into downward facing dog, you can start on all fours. Fingers are pointing straight ahead. I wish that you could see this, but I don't have a camera person. Soft bend in the elbows. Again, I'm going to press into the heels of the hands, the knuckles, the fingertips. Retract the arms back. My toes are curled under. I'm going to lift the knees, press the hips back. Keep rooting down. Hug the shoulder blades together. Roll the armpits in. Pull my belly up towards my spine. This is that reduction in the arch of the back that we talked about. All right, so I'm going to come down. Now I'm going to turn my mat to the side. Actually, I will move the camera. That'll be easier. Travel with me. Listening to a little Roots this afternoon. So again, setting my foundation. Heels of the hands, knuckles, fingertips. And for downward facing dog, the hands lead the shoulders a tiny bit. Take the heads of the arm bones in. Pull my belly and rib cage up. Curl the toes under. Press the hips up and back. I want to walk up a little bit just so I'm in the shot a little bit better. So what you can't really see here is my feet are about 4 inches apart. There's a soft bend in the knees. Hug the shins in towards the midline. Take the inner thighs towards the back body. You can see my pelvis widen there. Point my tailbone down, engage the core. Connect with your breath. Good. I'm going to come down. Now I'm going to give you the rear view. I'm going to walk the camera over again. Need to hire a camera person. And let's put that there. This way you can see what the back body is doing. So again, feet are about 4 inches apart. Now a lot of people obsess about whether or not they can get their heels down. So that could take time, depends on your body. Again, my feet are 4 inches apart, knees are soft, inner thighs roll back, tailbone points down, and I'm going to push my torso back. So what happens in my body is my right heel can come down with ease. Now I can force my left heel down, but I've decided to just let it kind of float upward because it's an inch, my left leg is an inch shorter than my right leg. So that's why this particular post is called Downward Facing Dog and the Art of Body Awareness. So the pose, if you engage, you will work every major muscle in your body. You're pressing down with your feet and your hands. You're hugging everything in towards the midline. Thanks, George. You want to talk to the people? So we're hugging in towards the midline, and you're pulling your belly up towards the spine so that your core is engaged. You want to keep your neck neutral. So you don't want to just let your head dangle, but you don't want to like ramp it up either. So you just want to keep the neck nice and neutral. So anyway, that's downward facing dog. If you're doing it as part of your traditional sun salutation, you'll hold it for 5 rounds of breath. You can hold it longer if you want. I find it to be very relaxing. It is considered to be a resting pose. And, you know, once I post some flows, you'll understand why downward dog is a resting pose. Anyway, enjoy the blog. Have a good day. Julie Holly Yoga, real life yogini. And, yeah, peace.